You think you're a body of flesh and bone, solid, grounded, here for a short time before returning to dust? But what if you're not matter at all? What if you're actually light, the same light that burns inside stars, slowed down just enough to take human form? It sounds poetic, maybe even mystical. But beneath the poetry lies science, deep, verifiable science, because everything that looks solid, everything you can touch and hold, is made of energy vibrating in patterns of light. So ask yourself, why would light need to decide to exist? What does that even mean? For you, for your purpose, for what you call life. This isn't just a beautiful idea to make you feel inspired. It's a truth that reshapes how you see reality itself. If you can begin to understand what you really are, beneath the illusion of skin and bone, you'll start to see your emotions differently, your struggles differently, even death differently. Because if what you truly are is light, then nothing that happens in this world can actually diminish you. You were never just passing through existence. Existence was flowing through you. In this journey, we'll explore what physics, consciousness, and ancient wisdom all reveal about your true nature. You are what light looks like when it decides to exist. Touch your hand for a moment. Feel the weight of it. Press your fingers against your chest or the chair beneath you. Everything feels solid, reliable, real. But what if that feeling of solidity is the greatest illusion of all? Science tells us that everything you see, touch, and hold is made of atoms. Inside each atom is a nucleus surrounded by electrons spinning at incredible speeds. If you could zoom in close enough, you would see that these atoms are mostly empty space. In fact, more than 99.999999% of what you think is you is nothing at all. The chair beneath you, the air around you, even the walls that seem firm and unmoving are all built from vast fields of emptiness humming with invisible energy. The only reason anything feels solid is because of the way energy fields interact. When you press your hand against a wall, the atoms in your skin never actually touch the atoms in the wall. Their energy fields repel one another like two magnets pushed together with the same poles. What you feel as pressure is not contact, but resistance, energy pushing against energy. It is strange to think that everything you experience as physical reality is a dance of vibration and resistance. The atoms that form your body are like tiny solar systems, small centers of dense energy surrounded by orbiting particles of light. These microscopic whirlpools of motion give birth to the illusion of mass and form. Without this invisible movement, nothing could appear solid or real. When you begin to understand this, something within you shifts. You start to realize that what holds you together is not physical matter, but organization, an intricate harmony of energy vibrating at just the right frequencies to create your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and your sense of self. You are not a collection of hard particles. You are an orchestra of light moving so coherently that it takes on a shape. From a spiritual perspective, this idea opens a deeper doorway. Maybe you were never meant to fill the space around you. Maybe you were meant to realize that the space itself is alive, intelligent, and interconnected. The emptiness you fear is not absence, but presence in its purest form. It is the silent canvas upon which energy paints every form you can perceive. If this is true, then the real question becomes, what holds you together if you are mostly empty? What invisible thread keeps your body from dissolving into space? That mystery leads to something profound, the realization that what we call matter is not separate from the energy that forms it. It is simply light slowed down, organized into pattern and rhythm. This truth is what modern physics continues to uncover and what ancient mystics have spoken of for centuries in their own languages. Both point to the same realization that existence is not built from solid things, but from vibrating light arranged by consciousness itself. When you look at your hand again, you are not seeing flesh. You are seeing light choosing to take form for a while. The body is the temporary pattern that light wears to experience itself in time and space. Recognizing this illusion is the first step toward remembering what you truly are. Once you begin to see that everything solid is mostly empty space, the next question is, what fills that space? The answer lies in something Einstein revealed more than a century ago. His famous equation, E equals mc squared, might look simple, but it completely rewrote how we understand reality. In plain terms, the equation says that energy and matter are two sides of the same coin. Energy can become matter, and matter can return to energy. They are not separate substances, but different expressions of the same thing. Imagine water and ice. They look different, but both are H2O. When water freezes, its energy slows down, and it becomes solid ice. When it melts, that same energy speeds up and becomes liquid again. Einstein's discovery showed that matter is just energy that has slowed and condensed enough to appear solid. In other words, matter is light that has taken a slower vibration so that it can be seen and touched. The sunlight that warms your skin and the atoms inside your body are not made of different stuff. They are simply vibrating at different speeds. Every atom in your body holds energy equivalent to billions of units of light. If you could release all the energy contained within a single gram of your body, it would unleash the same power as a small nuclear explosion. This shows how much light is hidden inside everything that looks ordinary or still. From a spiritual point of view, this changes everything about how we see ourselves. You are not a human being who happens to contain light. You are light that decided to take the form of a human being. The carbon in your cells, the calcium in your bones, and the oxygen you breathe were once stardust, pure radiation from stars that lived, burned, and exploded long before you were born. You are made of the same light that shines across the cosmos. When you look up at the night sky, you are not just observing light. You are witnessing your own origin. Every photon that travels from a distant star carries the same essence as the energy within your heart. Science confirms what many spiritual traditions have whispered for centuries. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself as light slowed into form. Einstein's equation does more than describe physics. It describes existence. If energy and matter are interchangeable, then the barrier between the physical and the spiritual world becomes thinner than we think. It suggests that what we call form and formless are in constant exchange, dancing between visibility and invisibility. This understanding means you are not bound by your physical form. Your body, as real as it feels, is a temporary organization of light. The essence of who you are is not the form, but the energy animating it. You are light made visible, light remembering itself, light choosing to experience being human. When you begin to live from that truth, life stops feeling like a random event. You start to sense that everything around you is connected by a single, luminous thread. That realization is not just scientific, it is deeply spiritual. Let's take a quick dive into the story behind the idea of frozen light. There was a man named Walter Russell who believed that light is the living mind of God. Though often overlooked in mainstream science, his ideas built a bridge between what physics observes and what mystics have always felt. He taught that matter is not separate from consciousness, but a form of it. In his words, matter is light slowed down by thought. To understand this, picture a flowing river. When the water moves freely, it is soft and invisible in motion. But if that same water freezes, it becomes ice, still water, yet structured. In the same way, light can flow freely as pure energy or slow down into patterns that create form. Both are still light, just moving at different rhythms. Russell saw this slowing of light as divine intention. He believed that creation itself is consciousness expressing rhythm, harmony, and design. Every atom, every tree, every heartbeat is light momentarily held in balance. When that balance shifts, form returns to motion and matter becomes energy again. Modern physics has shown glimpses of this truth. In high-energy experiments, scientists have observed pair production, where light particles can literally transform into matter. This means light is not only the source of matter, but also the thread that connects all existence. From a spiritual view, this reveals something profound. If light can become matter, then consciousness can become experience. Your body is not just a container for awareness, it is awareness crystallized into visible form. Every thought, emotion, and choice shapes the vibration of that light within you. To awaken spiritually is to begin thawing that frozen light, to remember that you are not only the form, but also the energy that created it. You are consciousness taking shape for a while, learning what it means to be light in motion. If everything around you is made of light taking form, the next question becomes, who or what is shaping that light? Modern physics offers a fascinating clue through what is known as the observer effect. In simple terms, at the smallest scale of reality, particles behave like waves of possibility until someone observes them. The moment observation happens, those possibilities collapse into one visible outcome. This means awareness itself changes how energy behaves. When something is watched, measured, or focused on, it takes a specific form. When it is not observed, it exists only as potential. This discovery suggests that consciousness and the physical world are deeply connected. Light seems to respond to awareness, as though the universe is conscious of being seen. Walter Russell described light as the mind of creation in motion, and science continues to echo that idea. If observation affects reality, then awareness is not a byproduct of the universe. It is woven into its very structure. The universe may not just contain consciousness, it may be consciousness. When you become aware of this, your relationship with life begins to change. You stop seeing yourself as a passive participant in a fixed world and start realizing that your awareness helps shape the very field you experience. Every thought, emotion, and intention sends subtle ripples through this luminous ocean of energy. You are not separate from the creative process. You are a lens through which the universe observes and expresses itself. When you look out at the stars, the same awareness that shaped them is looking back through your eyes. In that sense, existence is not happening to you. It is happening through you. The light that forms your body and the awareness that fills your mind are two expressions of the same cosmic intelligence remembering itself. If awareness can shape light into form, then your existence is not random. You are the point where consciousness decided to become visible. You are what happens when light slows down just enough to know itself as human. Think about what that means. Every cell in your body is vibrating with energy. Every atom inside you is in constant motion. Even when you appear still, trillions of particles are pulsing, spinning, and exchanging energy with the field around you. Nothing about you is truly static. You are movement, frequency, and rhythm taking form as thought, emotion, and flesh. Science confirms that matter is never truly at rest. The same vibration that animates the universe flows through you. The heartbeat, the breath, and the thoughts you have are all ways in which energy expresses itself. This motion is not random. It follows patterns, cycles, and harmony that mirror the same intelligence found in galaxies and stars. This idea transforms how we understand purpose. You are not here to become something more. You are here so that light can experience what it means to be you. The mistakes, the lessons, the moments of clarity, all of them are part of that experience. When you begin to see yourself as light-choosing form, your sense of limitation starts to dissolve. You realize that what you call you is a temporary expression of something infinite. In physics, energy cannot be destroyed. It only changes form. Spiritually, the same is true for consciousness. Life and death are not opposites, but transitions in the same flow. When your form changes, the light that animates you continues. It simply releases its shape and returns to motion. You are vibration wrapped in experience, light learning about itself through human stories. Each thought you have carries a frequency that ripples through the invisible field, connecting everything. Every time you love, forgive, or choose kindness, that frequency rises and your light expands. If you are light, choosing to exist, then every moment of your life is part of that creative expression. This means your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are not small or insignificant. They are frequencies that interact with the larger field of energy that shapes reality. This explains why healing and manifestation are not magic tricks, but processes of alignment. When you change your inner frequency, the outer world responds because both are made of the same light. You are constantly shaping your reality through the patterns you hold within. Every act of forgiveness, every moment of compassion restores motion to light that had become frozen by pain. When you release old emotions, you are not only healing your mind, but also altering the geometry of energy that holds your body and your world together. It is the science of transformation at the deepest level. This understanding carries great responsibility. Once you know that awareness shapes energy, you can no longer see yourself as powerless. Your consciousness is creative power. The thoughts you entertain, the emotions you nurture, and the focus you sustain are the tools through which light takes new form. Life becomes less about controlling circumstances and more about tuning your own vibration. When you align your awareness with love, clarity, and trust, you become a clear channel for light to express itself. The world you experience begins to shift to match that clarity. You are not here to fight against reality, but to harmonize with it. The universe responds to your frequency, not your words. Each moment is a choice to either freeze light through resistance or free it through awareness. The more you remember what you are, the brighter your world becomes. When you start to live with that awareness, life begins to feel different. Challenges no longer seem like punishments, but invitations for light to move more freely through you. Pain becomes a teacher, not an enemy. Every moment of clarity is a small awakening, a remembrance that you are more than a body passing through time. The same light that spins galaxies also beats within you. It is what gives you warmth, curiosity, and the will to grow. When you forget that truth, life feels heavy and small. When you remember it, even for a moment, everything around you begins to glow with quiet meaning. So the next time you feel lost or unworthy, look up. The stars shining above are not distant strangers. They are your kin. Their light is your light. Their fire is your fire. Light did not just create you, it became you, and through you, it continues to decide, every single day, to exist.